Good morning. It's been a while since I made a video. I'm sorry about that. I got involved in doing the Google CSSI program, which was really exciting. I made a very cool little bee game, which I liked a lot. And I, oh, like so much happened. I applied to make school, would be applied computer science in November. I got accepted in February, and 2 days before orientation, they told me I wasn't getting any financial aid. Did I happen to have $70,000? And I was like, no, not really. So here I am. I finally picked all my pieces back up. I also am going to be going to Lambda School instead, and they took 3 hours to approve my financial aid. And I start with them on the orientation is on the 26th. But I still hope to start going back to making these videos. Writing is still the core of my soul here. So the question I wanted to address today is, and I see this come across the writing groups like fairly regularly, and it's, why do I write? Why do people write? Is it worth writing if nobody reads my work? And, there are probably enough answers to that so that everybody can have a unique answer. Why we do what we do is, you know, kind of mysterious, but, kind of not, too. Um, as far back as there have been human beings, we have painted the caves and painted ourselves and set our ancestors' bones in interesting fashions. We love to touch the world. We love to create the world differently. About one of the only things that really, completely sets us apart. Well, it's not true. Crows also do it, and probably other animals do it. But we do it in a much grander scale. We imagine the world differently, and then we set out to make the world different. Some people, of course, write because how they want the world to be different is that they want their bank account to have a lot of numbers in it, and not with a negative sign in the front, right? Well, some writers absolutely manage that. There are, writers, if you look up E.L. James or Stephanie Myers or Stephen King, they have millions of dollars. And, I could do a lot with millions of dollars. I would love to pay off all the medical debt and all the student debt in the country. I would love to have, to sponsor a free clinic. There are a lot of things that I would really love to do with money, which, the kind of things I want to do probably explains why I have no money. But then there are other writers like Emily Dickinson, whose work I adore. And she wrote and then, sent letters to people and shoved things under her bed in a hat box. Nowadays, it's much, much easier to share our writing with people than it was when I first started writing. My first manuscript got printed out on a dot matrix printer, put in a big old box, and I mailed it away. It went right over the transom somewhere, and in return, I got a one-page letter thanking me for my interest in their publication. Eventually, things started selling over the transom, but that's neither here nor there. When I write something now, I can put it up on Tapas or Vocal or, there's lots and lots of sites. I'm partial to Tapas and Vocal. And, you can put things up on Amazon. You can share immediately. So that still doesn't really address the question of why we write. But, sometimes people write for material gain. Sometimes people write to win the love of their life or attract friends. Sometimes people write because for the catharsis of it. I do a lot of that, but mostly in fan fiction, where I write what I need. I give it to my character, and then my character, because they get the love of family and the love of a mother and, whatever it is that I'm needing that day, because they get it, it transfers back to me. It's really nice, cheap therapy, and it works really well. And I've had emails from people who read my work who said that it worked for them as well. So that's one reason we write and we share our work. And sometimes we want status too, which there's nothing wrong with wanting status. That is absolutely integral to being a human being, to need status, to need reassurance about your status. And I'm bad. I count what percentage of kudos I get on my fan fiction and how many people read my original. But all of those things aside, the only real risk, the only thing to consider in all of this about why you write is that you're not always going to get what you want when you write, all no matter how great your piece is. Hemingway could be writing about World War One today, and he probably wouldn't even get published. Everything has a time and a place. So, whether you're going for intrinsic or extrinsic. So, intrinsic is the motivation comes from within you, and extrinsic is, outside motivation coming outside of you, like fans and money, right? Whichever motivation path really moves you, it's only important that it does. And the the secondary important thing to that, which sometimes is actually more important, is that you remember that your worth is unconditional. It doesn't matter if people don't like your work, if it doesn't work for them. If you write 100,000 words and then you realize that you need to write it all over again because it's just wrong somehow. When we're writing, we are at our most human, our most vulnerable, and our most powerful at the same moment. So, always keep writing. Don't worry so much. Be good to yourself. And, one of these days my hair is going to grow out. That's so much more sure than ever getting on the New York Times bestseller list. It is going to grow out. It is. Have a good day now. Let me know what you think. And if you have any questions, please ask, and I will be happy to address them to the best of my ability.